If you're a returning viewer, you know that I just recently moved to San Francisco about 30 days ago. And life definitely has been quite messy and has been like extremely challenging to balance making content full-time while also working on my startup full-time. A lot of times it seems like I have like different parts of the brain because I have my coding brain, business brain, and I also have like my content brain. And from one of my favorite old sayings is failing to prepare is preparing to fail, right? So today I thought to just share with you my workflow about how I manage running my startup and also, uploading weekly on YouTube and tweeting every day on the whole content aspect side as well. If you've been a follower of the channel for a while now, you know that I also use Notion for everything, and it was perfect that they recently reached out for me to make a workflow video. So this video is actually also sponsored by Notion, and Notion is honestly a super powerful platform. You have so much flexibility to do whatever you want on it, but that also means that sometimes it can get kind of overwhelming because so many different ways that you can set up Notion, right? So basically today I'm going to show you how I set my Notion up. It's a very, very simple way. It has been extremely effective for me to use Notion in this format. All right, so we're currently at my Notion dashboard. I just have a nice little cover photo of my family and I when we were younger, because it kind of reminds me of the more simple and important things in life. There's more life to just work and making YouTube videos, right? So down over here, what I like to do for my framework is that I always set a goals for the quarter, goals for the week, and then I have a daily to do. So let me talk about why I set it up like this. Because every day when I wake up, I want to be able to see like the goals for the quarter, and I reverse engineer on what I'm working on the week and on the day. So the goals for the quarter right now is that we really want to find a product that somebody loves, right? So we can really scale that product up on the software side. Launch 10 YouTube videos and launch 10 short form videos. So with this, I'm able to reverse engineer on the week of what I need to focus on, and then I put on a daily basis. A good thing about doing this method is that when you're a startup founder and content creation is that you don't really have a boss like looking over you, right? So it is actually very challenging to not be able to measure yourself, and if you're not measuring yourself, it's extremely hard to hold yourself accountable. But if I write these goals down, now I can easily hold myself accountable. And the second thing is that it's also great because I can make sure that the goals for the week and the daily to-do does follow the goals for the quarter. So I am moving towards like the North Star, right? Like going towards like the right direction. Within these right here, with these, I like to call them different brains, because when I'm working on business, content, personal stuff, I have like a different mindset of how I approach these things. To keep everything simple, there are only 3 types of pages I have. One is a to-do list page. The second one is like one of these like kind of project management pages that are very useful for like the building technical product or features and different things like that, and for these breadcrumb ideas I have. And lastly, just classic Google Docs stuff down here as well. So that's where I write my scripts for my videos or like different documentation I need to write down. And over here, you probably set important documents for each of them. I just store my important documents on here so I can find them quickly versus like having like a messy desktop of having a bunch of documents on them as well. I'll show you the first one is the to-do list stuff. So this is just a simple to-do list. What I do is that, let's say I have a content to-do list right here. I rank them by the most important urgency. What is the most important thing that needs to be done? And I just write down all the to-do lists right here. And I also obviously have a Clover one, a tech to-do list, and a personal to-do list. What I do every single day is when I wake up, off the top of my head, if I know that something's important, I instantly start writing them down right here, as in like those will be my daily to-do. But if I also be like, there's not a lot of tasks and I can't remember these different to-do lists, I come into these to-do lists right here and I grab them from the urgency standpoint. And then I put it into my daily to-do list. What I realized is that the downside of working for yourself and starting your own company and running your own channel is that even though no one is holding you accountable, I always feel like I'm not doing enough. So I like to set what the expectations are on a daily basis. So once I put it here, I don't have to look into these to-do lists when there's like a zillion things to do. Because truthfully, honestly, like a lot of times I feel like I can never finish everything. I feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose. But if I can hold myself accountable on a daily to-do, then I am successful on that day already. And obviously, on the end of each week, I also reflect and see if I finished like the goals for the week as well. The second type of to-do list I also have is like the breadcrumbs. So I put that as a creative to-do list. All right, guys, we're in the future right now while I'm editing this video, and I just realized that I forgot to explain what the breadcrumbs are. Those are just thoughts that I have while I'm not like working. For example, I have a lot of good ideas that comes up when I'm on a walk, and if I don't write them down, I end up forgetting about them. And a lot of times these ideas are actually my best ideas that I come up with when I'm walking and stuff. So This setup allows me to quickly jot them down and keep them organized, and I can look back at them later and see if I do want to execute out these breadcrumbs ideas. All right, let's get back to the video. So I have this one also on the tech development standpoint on like different features that we're also getting done. It's a pretty simple template right here where you have like different breadcrumb ideas. Whatever I have, a breadcrumb idea, I put them down over here. And once they're in progress, I drag them over here while I'm working on them. And once they're done, I put it over here. Let me show you one of these. For these, I always have a title where I can easily quickly remember what it is. But if you click in over here, you can see I have a description that is more detailed of what I am working on. This is one of the ideas I came up with, I think, while I was like going for a walk. Basically, I want to make some shorts or post them on Twitter. Using DaVinci to edit the colors with SynPrint, and because I have like all these shots of Ryan and I working at different places, right? I want to be able to just make like quick cuts of these things and just also like practice my color grade. The last thing for these breadcrumb stuff, what I also do is I also rank them by priority as high or low. So that also means that like how important I think the idea is, like that I'm gonna like potentially execute them out. For the last type of docs I have are basically just simple writing docs. We'll come into like the film script folder right here. You can see these are all like the 2-minute little segments I make instead of my vlogs, and these require a lot more writing. This is actually the exact script I wrote down for my 2-minute video where I made about where I moved to San Francisco. One thing I do want to introduce in Notion that I think is like extremely powerful, and I've been loving this feature, is that a lot of times when I'm like writing and stuff, I write all this stuff by myself first, and then I will grab them. If I don't like how it sounds, I feel like something's missing, I need a second eye, I will grab this, right? Let's say this paragraph, I'll copy this and then I'll paste it into ChatGPT, and then it will then give me feedback on like, oh, you can write it this way or that way. But with Notion now, it's like kind of similar to coding with Cursor or Windsurf, is that I can just ask the AI right here and I can just say rewrite it, make it more punchy, for example. I made a typo right there. And I was just thinking, instead of like me having to open up new tab and breaking my workflow, I can instantly do everything in here. And that whole streamline process has been what I've been using Notion AI the most with, honestly. And let's say if I don't like it, I can discard it. I can also insert it below as well. And this has been an absolute game changer feature for me, because when I'm writing these videos, right, I'm in a very deep flow state. And the less friction I have, the higher chance of me staying in that flow state. This has been a great feature for me to use, and I've been loving it. First is like when I have to go to ChatGPT, paste it in there, I might get distracted because sometimes I see my prompt, I see like the coding prompts I have that I've been working on, and then my flow state's gone. So having a streamlined place has been an absolute game changer, and I've been really loving to use Notion AI. It is a paid plan, I would say this. I think they give you a couple free credits in the beginning to try it out. So I definitely encourage you to try it out and see if it's a right fit for you, to be able to just have like this workflow like locked in with here as well, to make everything like a smoother writing process for me. A lot of you guys have been asking me to make a workflow video, and honestly, I'm having a lot of fun making this, kind of sharing the behind the scenes process about how I manage everything. I will also have my Notion template linked in the description below. So if you don't want to set everything up and just want to get started with the same template I have, feel free to just click the link below and you can set it up to your liking afterwards. If you're also interested of more of these behind the scene videos, please let me know. I can make more of these, maybe about how I set up my coding projects or different things like that. I'd love to share more about it. Just let me know what you guys are interested in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.